Getting a job is really, really hard, but it could be harder if you fall into one of these 5 categories. Number 1, you are entry level, so it is your first job. Now the good news is once you get that first job, even if you don't like it, it is infinitely easier to find the next job after that, and you can usually get a pay raise after 6 to 9 months. Number 2, you don't have a job right now and you have been looking. It is easier to find a job when you have a job, and unfortunately, the longer the job search goes, the harder it gets. You're having to make up more excuses, tell better stories, and it just becomes more of a challenge to get past recruiters. You're then competing against people who have a job, which again, it's just easier when you have a job to find another job. Number 3, you're self-employed or a contract worker. Being self-employed or being a contract worker is a great thing to be able to do. You usually know how to run a business, you're smart, you're savvy, but a lot of employers will look at this as maybe you're unmanageable or maybe you don't work well with others, which is why you went solo. So just knowing that these things are going to come up will help you in the interview. Number 4, you're a job hopper. We've talked about this one a ton, but this stigma still exists, although I will say it's going away. If you have had 3 or 4 jobs over the past couple of years, make sure you've got a great story of why you left and you're able to tell that story through the interview. Number 5, completely opposite. You've worked at a company for 20, 25 years. You know the type. Went from janitor to president, and then you quit, you get fired. It's extremely hard to find another job after that. People think that you can't learn new tricks. You're often competing against people that maybe have 3 or 4 different places and have a more vast experience set, so it is extremely challenging. The job search is a challenge, as you know, for anybody, but if you fall into one of these 5 categories, it is going to be even harder. So if this is you, just know that you're going to have to persevere. You're going to have to play the numbers game by applying a lot of places and building relationships. You're going to have to get creative, but you're going to have to stay positive as well. Now, once you do get that job, again, it is infinitely easier to find another job after that. So be willing to be a little bit flexible. You don't need to find your dream job. You just need to find a job that's in your career, it's in your field, that is going to help elevate you to the next position.